I'm about it, and I mean the whole board is
Yeah.
buzzing. Can't say enough good things about U of L, the administration over there. I mean, there's so many people to thank. I'll forget somebody, but I mean, everybody, man. I mean, donations have been pouring in all morning. Lance McGarvey, who's a cancer survivor, said he's going to donate his game check for tonight's game to the cause. I mean, just overwhelmed by the amount of support
Wow.
from U of
Wow.
L and the community and everything. So really excited for tonight, guys. And yeah,
Well,
shout out to Card Nation.
well, listen. I also want to make an announcement that I am donating my full love and support to you today.
You know, you can't put a price tag on
No,
that,
no,
Steve.
not
And
my check.
I just
Yeah,
want to say thank you.
yeah, not like my
Yeah.
Yeah,
check or
yeah,
anything. But
Lance.
like,
It's a great gesture and all. I'm too broke.
no. Listen, absolutely no, man. We've all given to that, and I gave the story yesterday about my mom, and I know Pops is a cancer survivor as well, and a lot of us know somebody
Affects us
who,
all.
it's affected Baben in his day, and all of us. So we've all been there and been affected by it one way or the other. So it's a big thing for all of us, man. So kudos to you guys for doing that. We'll talk to Jamie at 10:45, and somebody who actually knows their head from their rear end, and it'll be good, man. We can talk about it. Yeah, Jameson here in a little bit, so it'll be fun.
Absolutely. But yeah, just shout out to everybody. It's going to be a fun night, guys. It's going to be a
Yes.
real fun night.
Okay, so
By the way, I have I don't want to brag, but I will be in a suite with
Dave
Coach
O'Brien.
Reason and my guy Dom, so I'm excited about that. Watching the game.
Tasty. We'll be in a suite too. Come on over. Yeah, we should go sweet
Do that.
hopping. We'll
Let's
go
do
sweet
that.
hopping tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
okay, so speaking of sweet hopping, what kind of mood are we in? Have we started to look past Kansas? Because we have not talked about anything that was Kansas exhibition nerd stuff.
We didn't talk any basketball yesterday. I mean, really. But let me be clear. When I haven't got to see the text line, but if anybody was like, well, why didn't y'all talk basketball yesterday? It's only because you lost. I'll be honest with you. I think even if we won, with Coach Brom talking yesterday and with them being 6-1, this is a unique time when you're a radio host, okay? Because it's crossover season, and when they're 6-1 and they're ranked top 16 in the country with a legitimate chance to go to a playoff or to win a conference championship, like I have to talk about that first.
Yeah,
I have
listen.
to get that off my plate.
Steve, you've been doing this long enough to know that there will be some kind of sense in the air if people felt like we were literally intentionally not talking about Kansas. Like
Mhm.
like going into it, like we made the joke about how the Kansas game will, it'll be a practice if we lose, if we win, but we also made the disclaimer of you get to see your guys. And we have the luxury of an umbrella of knowing we took a loss early season last year and got on a stupid run. So if you've seen your coach take some early lumps,
Yeah.
get up off the mat, take some injuries, get up off the mat, get it rolling, show consistency over the course of an entire season, you're comfortable enough to say, you know what, we can push that Kansas basketball conversation back at least a day, and let's do the football thing. This is fresh, kind of fresher in your brains, and coaches having a press conference, and you're eyeballing something that pretty much has never been done before. I mean, I know there's more people in the college football
Sure,
playoffs, but you've
sure.
never been in the college football playoffs. So when you start eyeballing it, you're not in a rush, in my opinion. You're not in a rush unless you are the type, and we know the type. The only story is where the loss is.
Sure, and I get that to an extent in normal sports radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I do understand that, and I get that. That's more. You get more I mean, look, what do they say back in the day? Like, what is the thing? Like, if it bleeds, it leads. I mean,
Right,
that's
right.
kind of the, so I understand that, and I don't really fault that. But just for us, I knew we needed to clean that football plate. And listen, today, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be able to stay away from it today. I mean, now that I'm going to have to, at least for a small segment, talk about. We got another report last night on top of Coach Brahms from Pete Nakos that said there's more coming out that Stanquan Clark is probably going to come back in the next, few weeks. That's a major story. That's a number 16 team in the country that's 6-1 that is going to be projected to win. I think they're projected on the FPI, which means little to nothing to me.
And if it's little to if it's little to nothing to you, how much lower can you go to for me?
Exactly. but if you're looking at that, only the SMU game, I think they have us with a lower than 50% chance. But if you're telling me now I'm going to add a all-conference linebacker back to that team, I'm getting Duke Watson back down the stretch.
And that's not one like in basketball where I say, do I worry about chemistry? And then this is where I get to have Steve say, yeah, Marcus, like we don't do that in the football world.
Yeah.
We might worry about a little quarterback wide receiver chemistry, but we don't worry about extra linebacker.
No, because alphas went out in that. Like, it's just like, there might be a chemistry issue, but I'm more of an alpha than you are, and I'm going to come back and take my spot.
Okay. So moving into the basketball world.
Let's move into it, yeah.
Okay. First things that step out in your mind, we talked about it. You got some ambiance, and then the whistle blew, and then the tip happened.
Let me say, first and foremost, everything off the court was just amazing. The atmosphere was amazing. The buzz around town was amazing. Everything that wasn't, was outside of the game was an A++. It was, and I think it'll be that way tonight. I know a lot of people that are planning on getting back out there tonight. Probably, what's weird? Probably more people are coming out tonight because of the way it went. Because they're like, okay, we need to now, we can't just wait for you to get there. We need to make sure. You go from the dream that your team's going to be perfect, right? To then you see them and you're like, they're not perfect. So now you're like, okay, I got stuff to work on. So I need to see this team up close. As opposed to just man, they come out, they hit 53s, they beat Kansas by 20, which is great. Don't get me wrong, and we would all be cheering for that, absolutely. But you now have some things where it's like, okay, but that's what I want to start with, Marcus. Can I ask you, because the theme for me in talking about Louisville is, and if you have another direction, let me know. But I think what I'm going to say, we can couple into any other direction, is what is real and what is not. Okay, I want to separate those things. What is, hey, this could be an issue for me going forward. This is not. Does that make sense? Absolutely. Okay, let me start here. Not hitting open shots, to me, is not an issue. That's not real. That's Kansas game centric. And you move on. I think we have an ability to create open looks. And that was without running a ton of sets. Because really, there wasn't. And listen, by the way, let me go ahead and hype it up now. Coach Lieberman's Coach's Corner is coming out at 11 o'clock. Now, wait until the show's over. Wait until Nick's show. Oh, you going for the kill shot, Lieberman? Easy. Yeah, I know.
Hey.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Coach. Yeah, right at 11. Yeah. But but seriously, it's coming out, and I've already got a little chance to watch it, and he breaks a lot of this down incredibly. It's just a little 12-minute video. You're going to want to see all of it. It's fantastically done. But in my opinion, Marcus, going back and watching it, we didn't run a ton of sets in that game. We ran a lot of actions, but not a lot of sets.
Our base package high, pick and roll, or not the pick and roll. My big
it's
man.
kind of a zoom off the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I'm sorry. Zoom. Yeah, I was blanket. Yeah, just a base package zoom. Us learning how to read each other, learning how we're gonna play off the bigs. Okay, so I'll leave it where you started.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. There is an unlimited package of ways to get good looks. And that was a long athletic team we were playing against. Okay? A very long athletic team. We got to do a lot of okay. The shots we missed. The only thing I'll say that was real is a philosophy, right? And what I mean by that is, it's cliche, but when you say the word a player's coach, right? Coach Kelsey is a shooter's, or I'm sorry, more of a scorer's coach than a shooter's coach. Why do I say that? This will be for as long as Coach Kelsey's here. You'll hear me sound like I'm hating, but you'll hear the jealousy in my tone. What do I mean by that? Some wide open shots, we got a little unbalanced with our feet. I don't like that, but that's old school in me. I do believe that a rhythm shot, sometimes your feet do kind of, they balance you out. But when you don't have to do that, when you have a chance to go straight up and go straight down and land inside of your shadow, I think we should be a little, just be a little more cognizant of staying on balance. I said that with Rain Smith last year, but that freedom is also why Rain Smith can set records. Shooting at any time with any kind of comfort. You're going to get those games out of Isaac McNeely. You're going to get a lot of those games out of Isaac McNeely. You're going to get a lot of nice little step backs behind the screen with Ryan Conwell. Woolley, I'm not going to go crazy. And notice how, like Javon Hadley, he wasn't hunting for those three-point shots. We weren't hunting for the three-point shot. We were getting good looks off the zoom and off the screen. So, yeah, no, 100%. And you got to remember, Conwell's first time in here, Isaac's first time in here, Michael's first time in here. He'll be fine. Once they get right, everybody wanted to prove they're the man.
I mean, not everybody can come into their first game and drop, 20, 21,
That's how remarkable of a feat it is.
I know what you're doing. Like, I know what you're I've been with you long enough. I know what you're doing when you say, it's a first game. You know how hard it is to come into your first game?
I know. It's like drop 22, and like that's a record-setting kind of thing, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you're all the way over in Alaska or whatever, and you got to, drop 21.
Going to Puerto Rico, being the only freshman on a team full of, juniors and seniors, it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah. No, listen, but no, you're right, though. I mean, as far as, again, worried about those guys.
Yeah. Was there a shot you felt like we couldn't get? When you put Ali Khalifa in there, you could get a good look for Isaac McNeely at any time.
Yes.
When Ali Khalifa hits his wide open three-pointer, you're like, you better not let him have a decent shooting year from three.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's as far as, I mean, when you start, I mean, and we can start there. Well, let me keep it with the shooting and the things I'm not worried about yet before I get into some of the other.
Or I can jump around, Steve. I can go back and forth on them,
Okay,
so
well,
if you don't want to lock in.
let me start there because, or let me keep going here because I think the bigs are a big conversation, right? And
Okay.
that might be defensively because I want to go into Khalifa and some things. Before I get to though the bigs and defensively, what I feel like Khalifa is going to get us a lot of open, easy, not open jumpers, easy baskets at the rim. Like he's going to account for a ton of easy baskets at the rim. That's one thing I'm confident in. And that's a big thing to have. I mean, me and you spent the whole year last year screaming, we can't get easy baskets, can't get an easy basket. You're going to get easy baskets this year with him.
Easy baskets at the basket, easy looks, clean looks from the 3-point line, right? And he's going to pull somebody big away from the basket. Now, you were projecting in the future. You were saying, yes, if he's a mismatch, I am going to have to get him to be able to take advantage in a pinch post situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not gonna. The only thing you see, you saw and kind of, it didn't happen in the game, but you thought about it. You thought about the situation where they put a smaller center on Khalifa, a more mobile guy on Khalifa, and you can take advantage. So defensively, did you feel like you were losing so much with Khalifa?
Well, let me just start here. I do. A lot of people pointed at. Okay, this is one where I wish I had the text line just so I could see him crush me when I say this, and I could at least fire back a little bit. I don't think Frew was as terrible defensively as some thought. I don't think he was as bad in the pick and rolls as some thought. I think when you go back and watch that, he's much closer. Okay, put it this way. I leave the game and I go, I'm thinking in my own mind. I'm like, Fruze sucks defensively. We're screwed. Like that's what I was thinking as I'm leaving the game, right? I go back and watch the game a couple days later. To me, he's closer to it being right than he is not being able to fix it. Does that make sense?
I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example. And okay, this is honest. This is basketball 101. Anybody would know. Okay, you remember how illegal defense in the NBA, how you couldn't, if a guy had the ball and he was below the free throw line on the other side, you couldn't be below the other side. Frew has been guarding international bigs like Khalifa. Frew, when the ball's at the angle up top, Frew is hugging his man on the other side of the court. That is a rotational thing. That is, listen, in college, Frew's going to learn. You got to have 1 foot in the paint for help. And if the ball gets skipped over, you got to bust it to get out to cover your man. In European, with that 3-pointer out there and those big shooters, you got to be closer to your big than worried about being in the paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So
absolutely.
If you look at Frew, he's hugging his man. He's just trying to play hard defense on his man. But he has to understand the principle of help side.
Yes.
So yeah, he just doesn't got the print. Okay, put it this way. He knows it, but it's not natural yet. Right?
That's a good way of putting it. He knew, and actually, this is why I love doing the show with you, because you say things like that. We start coaching again next year. I'm gonna have to have you out more to say it, because I mean that's exactly what I was trying to say. he knew, to me, it was more of he knew what to do. It didn't always end up happening, but I think it was more he knew what to do.
Right.
He just a couple of times, the speed, the athleticism, and let me be clear, that Kansas team is hella athletic. Like, give them all the credit in the world, man. But it was, to me, it was him adjusting a little bit to the athleticism and adjusting a little bit to the quickness of it. And to me, I don't know. I mean, I know some people, like I said, some people may think I'm completely wrong on that, but I think that's closer to being fixed.
Adjusting to the athleticism of one of the more athletic teams that you're going to face.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, listen, I'll say it. I mean, I've watched around. Duke looks, again, so early.
You're right.
Duke looks a little better than I expected as far as fully, athleticism and how good some are and different things. Again, it's early. Just as much as I don't go too far over the edge on the negative side, I try not to go too far over the edge on the positive side either. I mean, you guys remember the year Jordan wore and those guys were going to start out number 3 in the country. There was a secret scrimmage that year. Remember that report?
Ohio State
yep. Come down here and beat us by 20-some.
Yep.
And then we come out and it was like, oh, well, that's not what it felt like. I think sometimes it's just seeing it, but I try not to go overboard either direction on that. But they look a little more athletic than I thought. But when you look at North Carolina, I'm just talking conference guys, there's some teams that Kansas, and what I'm saying is Kansas is going to be one of the more athletic teams you're going to see this season.
They got a good matchup against us where Isaac McNeely got stuck underneath the basket with the Kansas big, right? I believe it was your boy that you warned everybody about, the African dude.
Badunga.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can see as that ball
he's from Indiana, by the way.
The African name.
I was just saying
the African origin.
Yeah, Charity. I was just saying he's from I
Syracuse.
told that story on the air. Charity was like, Shinanu Onawaku. She's like, what country is he from? I'm like, Maryland, the faraway country of Maryland. Disgust me.
The African.
Yeah, province of Maryland.
Right, Nairobi, Maryland.
No, but yeah, right, yeah, but I know what you're saying. And listen, let's just say this too, since we're picking the negatives, right? Since I'm picking at the negatives, as good as Isaac McNeely is, and as good as he will be for us, he's been known to have a couple games where he just can't hit anything. I mean, like he's had those games. He had one against Louisville last year. I mean, coming into the game, like he hit a 3 against Louisville, and that's like the first 3 he's hit in 2 games. So that stuff again is not things I'm overly worried about, and that's what I'm trying to pick through today. Because when you say Isaac got hung up on a big man underneath,
yeah,
that's game by game.
Yeah, that's
not an issue going forward. And I think that's what we've struggled, just kind of looking on social media and different things. I think we're not really, and I totally understand.
When you saw the lob, that lob to Bryson Tiller, that lob.
Who's a 5-star, by the way, and how he didn't come to Louisville just blows me away.
Right. That lob made everybody think about Creighton, because it's kind of the same setup. You got a guard that gets caught on the outside of the lob threat. They read it perfectly. He gets that. Those kind of plays, put it this way, that kind of play takes such a higher percentage of the fans' mind and worry than anything. Michael Brown missing a 3-pointer takes more of the fan worry, a bigger percentage of the fan worry than it should, right?
Yeah.
But a fan, you watch Michael Brown, blow around the guy, do the up and under, barely misses. You don't get the endorphin of how good that play was because it didn't go in. When Peterson hits that first shot, right? A fan should get an endorphin release of, man, he that's good D.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's tough defense. That's a good shot. A fan doesn't get to appreciate that. No, Peterson's gonna know on the next shot. I mean, he might shoot it, but he's gonna know Michael Brown is really close to that ball.
However, though, there is a flip side of that. When you're dealing with a stud like that and that shot goes in,
changes the course of the game.
It
does.
That was what happened on that one.
But
I know we got to get to break in a second.
Oh, listen, but here's the thing. I see Michael Brown step in, get a charge.
Yeah, he did.
That goes by completely unnoticed because you're down 10 right now.
Yep.
So you don't get he's reading the game right way here. He's reading, takes the bad, maybe the bad step back that he practices all the time because it just wasn't time for that in the game. But, you say, okay, he's not afraid to take the shot and take it on his shoulders. And, like all those little things that you just didn't get the reward of it because you were looking at a 10-point game. Like I said, once they got that big pull, that big stretch run that Coach talked about in the press conference, it just took a lot of the air out of your sails. But I still watched it as, okay, like you said, we're going to continue the what do we know conversation, or what do we learn, and what's, fake juice. Let's take a quick commercial break, get a good reset here on 93.9 The Ville.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here.
Jackson will keep it on the read option, cuts inside the numbers, left side, he's in, touchdown Lamar! And the Ravens in the end zone on back-to-back drive.
It's a Thursday night showdown as the Ravens visit the Dolphins.
Quick toss to Derrick Henry, right side, cuts inside the numbers, he's got room, he's in the 15, 10, the King is in, touchdown Ravens!
Coverage begins at 8 o'clock with kickoff at 8:15, right here on your home for Ravens football.
Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any four-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Motorcycle accident? Call Sam Aguiar. Motorcycle crashes almost always result in serious injuries. First, it's important to get good medical treatment, and then get the right lawyer to deal with the insurance company. Call Sam Aguiar. Our lawyers care about bikers and will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been injured in a motorcycle crash, help is just a call, a click away. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. 502-888-8888.
You work hard to build equity in your home, so why would you give that money to the real estate agents when you sell your home? At Edlin & Edlin, they know you deserve to keep more of that money.
It's a full-service offering. The advantage is that we don't charge as much, even though you get full service. In the regular world, a realtor says that the commissions are 6%, and what we do is accept 1% as the listing agent and recommend you pay the buyer's agent 2.5%. The average home sale around here is around $300,000, so that's $7,500 more in your pocket at closing.
When Edlin lists your home, it immediately goes on all the places where buyers are looking for a home.
When I put a listing on the MLS, it is automatically shared with all the real estate apps. Zillow, Realtor.com, you name it. So all of that overhead in my business is gone. And what really should happen, prices should go down, the price of real estate services. And that's what we're reflecting in our commission structure.
So visit Edlin.com to start keeping more of your home's equity. That's Edlin.com, EDELEN.com.
This year, there will be more than 600 traffic-related deaths in Kentucky. Over 100 fatalities will be people riding motorcycles. Over a dozen will be on bicycles. And more than 70 will be pedestrians. Scary numbers, but together, we can make our roadways safer. Whether you drive, ride, bike, or walk, please share the roads safely.
A message from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Is your tile tired, cracked grout, worn caulking, or dingy floors bringing your space down? Well, call the Grout Medic of Louisville. They specialize in regrouting, recaulking, cleaning, sealing, tile repair, and replacement for both residential and commercial projects. At the Grout Medic, owners Audrey and Marty McGraw and Jeremy Wheatley believe in one thing above all: customer first service. Professional, reliable, and always with your satisfaction in mind. Call them today for your free estimate at 502-609-3900. That's 502-609-3900. The Grout Medic of Louisville will bring your tile back to life.
Be there this weekend as Louisville City FC opens the 2025 playoffs at Lynn Family Stadium. Lou City hosts Detroit City at 7 p.m. Saturday with tickets available at loucity.com/playoffs. It's been a special season for the number one seeded boys in purple, so let's bring the noise and make sure the road to a title continues. Gates open at 5:30 p.m. for a $2 happy hour on beer and Pepsi products ahead of kickoff. That's Lou City versus Detroit City at 7 p.m. Saturday. Visit loucity.com/playoffs for tickets today.
Our guest is the true protector of the reputation and name of the Valvano legacy.
Sure.
So we will welcome said protector of the Valvano legacy, Jamie. How's it going?
Wow, what an intro. What a special time. Thank you, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Listen, wonderful. Of course, we are extremely envious of what you and the KFV Foundation have put together. Listen, you're just as professional as us, so kind of let people know about the idea and how the idea came to fruition.
Yeah, so this has been years in the making, and it would not have been possible. I can't. I'm almost speechless. I can't say enough about the University of Louisville, their athletic department. I mean, people I don't think understand. I know I didn't. All the work and moving pieces and everything that goes into game days, and it doesn't matter. It's an exhibition or regular season or, conference tournament. It doesn't matter. There are so many moving pieces. So, they have been instrumental and top to bottom. I mean, from Josh and Coach Kelsey to, Lottie and her staff. I mean, it's just been incredible. And then, on top of that, we can't just have the event with U of L out there playing a scrimmage against themselves. So the folks at Bucknell have been equally as energetic and passionate about this. And Coach Griffin, I think Nick told me, is joining, their show a little later, and he's a wonderful guy. And he's, they've been calling us with, hey, what if we did this? What if we, they're coming up with ideas. So they've really embraced the whole motto of KFV, which is, together we fight cancer. And they're really kind of taking that and running with that. So they have, we are a smaller organization, obviously. And I don't think we had any idea how much goes into a game day operation. And both athletic departments have just, kind of taken us under their wing and said, don't worry, we got you, and just run with this. And it's been an honor to not only call them partners, but call them friends. It's been a pleasure.
I do always appreciate when you get a look behind the scenes. It's why I've always been extremely complimentary to like managers and the work they put in just to get you through practices and get you to a game. Give me something small that you just didn't think about before. You just said, I guess, you do have to tie your shoes to, like something you saw in the event planning space that you may have never thought about before until you kind of got behind the scenes and went hands on.
Well, it's been everything. We're working with the Yum Center and their food and beverage handler, Brian Gaskell. So we're talking numbers and orders and projected ticket numbers. And, we have 3 really cool opportunities for our people as far as some of our folks are going to be courtside for shoot around. You're getting to kind of meet and greet the players and staff. And then Peyton Siva volunteered to do a private chalk talk in the practice gym to pretend like our people is the team and kind of walk them through a game plan for the evening against Bucknell. I mean, just one-on-one with a national champion and U of L legend and Peyton Siva. And he's just such a right guy for that job that he's in. And then, they're letting us line the tunnel. So all those experiences are incredible, but it's the logistics of making those happen, right? I mean, we always hear the phrase herding cats. I mean, you're talking about trying to herd groups of 10, 15, 20 through an entire professional stadium. There's a lot of moving pieces, and everybody has itineraries, and coach is on a very regimented schedule. And, it all comes down to TV time, right? They're not going to move tip because John Schmann was in the bathroom waiting to have his Peyton Siva talk. They don't, the show waits for nobody. So it's been really interesting, what entrances that we need to go in, what elevators, just all the behind the scenes things that you just don't think about. Hell, even how to transfer the tickets to people. I mean, right? It's no longer the little paper tickets with guys standing outside handing them out. I mean, everything's electronic and account setups, and it's just, it's all meant to be easy, and it makes the game day experience better, but there's a lot of moving pieces. So they have answered every probably 9,000 questions I fired at them in the last few months. So
in what way did Nikki possibly destroy the entire event?
Oh man.
So Nick is very much, I don't know if you've ever seen the Family Guy bit where they talk about, that's for the fan to decide, and he's that one guy sitting up there by himself, and he just goes, yay. That's kind of where I like to try to keep Nick, which is around the event and there, and he's, everybody can see him, and he can shout to people, but far enough away that he can't internally implode the entire work of what we've been doing. So, no, I only kid. He's been, without Nick, and you guys, Maven Rummage. I mean, the station in general. I can honestly say we would not be where we are now. The contacts, all these contacts come through ESPN and my father, and that's how we get to these folks. And U of L is obviously a partner with the station, so I kid Nick, but he's been instrumental in this entire thing too. We couldn't do it without him. As much as I love to gripe on him, I got to give him some props.
I did almost kill somebody with a bocce ball at our last charity event. So I mean,
yeah, it was a fair question.
He keeps me in the fold, but he also knows to he limits my minutes. You know what I'm saying? I give him a good solid 8 off the bench, and yeah.
Nikki's like the Zoo Grease of the
just
of
the
KFD.
intensity. Let me ask really quick. Was obviously with your all's Uncle Jim, was Bucknell by chance and it just worked out that way, or was that if people don't know, I mean Jim Valvano was at Bucknell too, so or did you guys mean for that to happen? Like, did you go out and seek them out?
Well, that all goes back to kind of what I said earlier, and when we had this idea, it was actually a gentleman. I don't know if I mentioned him earlier, but I have to. Alan Kellogg, who is U of L's chief of staff. He's the one that actually came up with the idea. I mean, that's what I mean when we say the proactiveness of this partnership from them. They weren't just like begrudgingly, oh God, yeah, fine, we'll do it, whatever. They called us and said, hey, here's a great idea. What if we did to tie in with Jim? We did his first Division I coaching job, and we went with Bucknell, and they had kind of a relationship with Bucknell and some of their athletic. You know how the spider webs work. There's some intertwining of athletic departments there, and it was their idea, and we loved it. And obviously, Bucknell got incredibly excited about the opportunity to come play at the University of Louisville and the historic program in the Yum Center, and also, I think they're aware of Jim's past there and the history that it brings. And I mean, I think they might have said yes within 5 seconds. It was the quickest response ever. And then that's the part that I can't thank them enough for, because then there's all the setup of contract negotiations and the logistics of getting their schedules lined up and all that. Just getting somebody to say yes is only probably 1/1000th of the battle. So they had lots of work to do after that.
Okay, Nikki, is there anything you want to try to rip on your brother about? As growing up as a younger brother, I would always take my opportunities. So is there anything you want to do a semi-professional question for your brother, Nikki?
I'm trying to think. I mean, he's covered most of the bases, but just I mean, maybe just a final. If anyone's on the fence about going out tonight,
how can they donate? How can they donate? How can they donate? How can they become a part? Make sure you get those all in here really quick.
Yeah, I would just say, play the hits, Jamie, and let everyone know how they can be part of the fun night tonight, or if they can't make it tonight, how they can be part of the organization.
Absolutely. So, looking out today, it's another beautiful day. I mean, dark, rainy, so I don't think a lot of people are going to be wanting to do some things outside tonight. And the University of Louisville has generously, they're going to donate a portion of every single game ticket of tonight's game to the Kentucky Anna Friends of V and the fight against cancer. And obviously what we do is hyper focused on this area. My father's been in the area for 30 years now, and we raise the money local and we keep it local. So we work with the Brown Cancer Center at U of L. We work with Norton Children's. We work with the Markey Center in Lexington, Cincinnati Children's. I mean, we are dedicated to helping our people. Kentucky is the #1 state in the country for cancer rates, and I believe the last time I looked, it is in the bottom third as far as kind of cancer success rates or ratings amongst oncologists about what state they believe is the top as far as research and treatment, and those numbers don't exactly add up. So that doesn't make sense to us. So we're fighting to change that. So I urge and beg everybody, if you don't have plans or if you're on the fence, all you have to do, you don't have to do anything else. Just buy a single game ticket, come enjoy the game, enjoy the night out, enjoy Coach Kelsey and his squad, and that'll that'll go a long way. Obviously, there's opportunities to donate at the game if you can. If not, if you can't do either, if you're unable to make the game, you can go to kfov.org and you can find out not only about our organization but our initiatives, where we're trying to go. We've grown exponentially in the last few years, thanks to all of you. And obviously, there's a link to donate on the page as well. So kfov.org, and I hope I see a full Yum Center tonight to cheer on the Cards, but more importantly, I think come together as is the motto: "Together we fight cancer," and that's what tonight's about.
Legacy Jamie lives on. We appreciate you joining the show.
You guys are the legacy. I appreciate the privilege to come on with you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Nikki, boy, is your life tough.
Yeah,
I hate that freaking kid. I hate him. No,
like you know how they always say, they're like, can you imagine who had it tougher than Jesus' younger brother? He could do everything perfect and stuff, and it's like Nick, probably Nick. Yeah.
No, I mean everybody Jamie mentioned there deserves tons of flowers, but he's too humble to say it, so I'll say it for him. He deserves some credit too. Like this was a brainchild of Pops and U of L, and Jamie's been just working himself to the bone as sort of like that go-between between our organization, which is small but growing. We got a great board. Who's also been wonderful, but Jamie was really the catalyst in getting that board going. And we got some tremendous people, both at U of L. We're blessed to call them partners and friends, and both on our board. But Jamie plays an instrumental part in that. So I when he comes on and he steals my thunder and he's perfect, Jamie. I want to kill him, but at the same time I want to hug him because I'm proud of that little guy.
Okay, Nikki, you go ahead and play us out. Second hour. Steve, I'm going to kind of unload some basketball, either hot takes and compliments or extreme desperate takes. So listen, get you some sugar during the break.
Let's do that because I'm out here at Logan Street Market. Thanks to our friends over at Feel Good Sour.
Rolling along, 93.9 The Ville.
Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529, offices Louisville.
If you're a true sports fan, you're always searching for that home field advantage. And speaking of homes, I have the perfect realtor that can meet all of your needs. The name you should know, Derek A. Stewart. Derek A. Stewart brings experience and expertise to all of your home buying and selling needs. Derek is also familiar with any and every type of property and location you could be interested in. And the best part is, your home field advantage is only a telephone call away. So do yourself a favor and call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
And Moss will give to Isaac. Bounces outside to the 40. Streaks to the 50. He's gone. Probably one man with an angle. No, he doesn't anymore. Touchdown, Isaac Brown.
It's game week in the Ville. After a win over Boston College, Louisville football is on the road Saturday at Virginia Tech.
They play aggressive on defense and have some good players and on offense, so we will have to be able to defend that and defend it well.
Coverage begins at noon with kickoff at 3, right here on your home for the Cards, 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Hurt in the car? Call Sam Aguiar.
I'm attorney Sam Aguiar. At Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers, there's a lot that makes us different. Everything we do is designed to take incredible care of our clients. We work fast, constantly pressuring insurance companies. Our clients hear from us. It's not the other way around. We have the bigger share guarantee, so you always get more than us. At the end of the day, our process ensures you receive the top compensation you deserve. So if you've been in an accident, give us a call. 502-888-8888.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
So you just started working and you're finally on your career journey, but with student loans, rent, groceries, you need every dollar to be working for you. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking, the incredible all-in-one account that powers your spending and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits. Visit ccuky.org/power to learn more. Power Checking only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you different. Insured by NCUA. Call us at 1-800-228-6420 for details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, this is Paul Rogers. Over the years, I've seen how injuries can slow anyone down. That's why when someone needs expert orthopedic care in Louisville, I point them to Ellison Bodenhausen. For over 50 years, Ellison Bodenhausen Orthopedics has kept Louisville moving at home, at work, and on the field. With 10 board-certified orthopedic surgeons and 4 convenient locations, they treat everything from fractures and sprains to joint replacements and chronic pain with expert care and real results. Same and next-day appointments are available at all locations. Walk-in clinics are offered every Monday morning from 8 to 9:30 at East Point, Dixie, and St. Matthews. Call 502-587-1236 or visit enbortho.com to schedule. That's at Ellison Bodenhausen Orthopedics. The care you deserve, the results you expect.
Do you want to grow your business? ESPN Louisville wants to help take it to the next level. Let ESPN Louisville assist through the best sports talk, the power of local and national sports news, brand building and connecting fans through audio and digital elements, live broadcasts, and much more.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future, whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice. These are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
Like our first responders or essential personnel. Over 36 years of experience, best service, fairest possible price, and it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark. They'll find out exactly what you need. Utilities, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course. Or you can give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com. So this is what I want to do.
Real quick, let me just remind everybody about my friends over at Barnes Auto Service as well. Listen, man, if your car's making creepy sounds around this time of year, and we know that there's a lot of stuff that is scary around this time of year, but we want it to be scary and fun, not scary and costly. Listen, you don't have to worry about it. Go over to my friends over at Barnes Auto Service. You can count on ASE certified technicians. They've been keeping Louisville families safe for over 40 years. That's 4 decades they've been doing this. All right, from brakes to batteries, AC to tires, Barnes does it all. Fast, fair, and you'll be backed buy a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on any of that. So, listen, here's a treat for Louisville listeners. You get 10% off any repair or service when you mention ESPN Louisville. So get over there at barnesautoservice.com or call 502-966-8644. Barnes Auto Service.
You probably should come up with a particular gong for me every time I do that, and don't wait for the Joe Budden's pump it up moment, because shame on me, because I would certainly be making fun of you if you forgot to pump it up. Okay, so this is what I want to do, Steve. I kind of want to do the reverse of kind of along the lines of, you know, kind of like fool's gold, critique, criticism, cleanup, problem, you know, or if I'm just being Marcus, that is one of the answers to it. It's like, Marcus, you just being that guy. Okay. What I'm gonna do is go through
Marcus's alter ego, Richard.
You're right. That's fine. Okay, you know how I take notes. I take
that was
notes.
Funny, Nick. Like Nick, not even a laugh, dude. Like that was funny.
Oh, I was chuckling back here. I just didn't turn my mic on.
I mean, that was funny. Like give
That
me
was good.
something.
No, that was good. Wait. I got you. Wait a second. Here we go. Say it one more time.
Marcus.
His alter ego
is Richard. Now you're being patronizing. Now, look, I'm sorry, Marcus. Go on with your point.
Okay. When I do notes, you know, the notes will remind me of the feeling I was having, right? So let's go through Kansas, Louisville notes, and tell me, how do you respond to individual notes? Okay, one of my first notes. I'm going to learn about personalities. I'm going to learn about energy levels and who handles the nerves. How much of that do you think you learned in that game? Let me say this. I liked Wooley's energy level. I liked Zugreese's energy level. I loved Kobe Rogers' energy level.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I love Javon Hadley's energy level. I did enjoy my bench energy level. Kenai Roots and Kobe Rogers are in a class by themselves, A+ energy level. Okay?
I agree with that.
Nerves. I felt like I had some nerves out of Isaac McNeely. I felt like I had nerves out of Michael Brown. I felt like I had nerves out of Sananda Frew. I didn't like Sananda Frew's energy level, but I think that could be fool's gold because he looked like he was thinking and trying to stay out of everybody's way.
See, I kind of think that about Michael Brown, too. I think Michael Brown almost got caught up. He's going to have to learn not to get caught up in the tit for tat. My friend, this guy I come up with is balling, and I'm looking like I'm messing up.
Chris wants to hop on.
Like, I don't. Like,
How many
basically,
more
I don't think he was
opportunities, though,
nervous.
is he going to have a chance to go against the other guy who's supposed to be a top-tier guy?
No, totally. Yeah, no. I mean, I mean, I'm with that. I'm just saying, though, I don't think he was nervous or anything. Like, I think he just pressed. I just think he pressed and he tried to, you know, do a little bit, and it's easy to do as well when other guys aren't hitting shots on top of it. Now you get the 1-footer, you know, kind of off to the side, 1-footer, fade away, you know. And now, don't get me wrong, that's shots he can hit, and that's shots he will take. I mean, like, so, but I just think he was just doing too much. But I loved what I saw at him. You could see his bounce. You can watch Coach Lieberman's
twitch.
video. I mean, listen, Coach Lieberman points out, and I don't want to steal his thunder. You have to watch the video. But one of the things he points out in the video, which is out now, I mean, just how Michael Brown just gets the ball ahead. And he was like, how many times? I mean, one time, I mean, it comes down, it touches Michael's hand. He just, boom, one dribble, boom, all the way up. And now all of a sudden we got the ball in the corner and we've got a 3-on-2 advantage. Like, he did
and a
lot of
couple of
good.
guys with first steps who can take advantage of that advantage.
Exactly. So I guess I'm just hypersensitive because I think it was very easy just to say, "Oh man, Michael sucked." I'm like, see, this is why I'm like, we don't need to watch these scrimmages. Like we just need to hear a secret scrimmage score and say, like, I'm learning that. As much as I was hyped for it, once it happened, I'm like, we don't need to see this. This is how the sausage is made. And this is not something we need to watch.
Okay. Next one. We need to be more vocal. Now, I think my vocal. Okay, you remember I've told you that a Pat Kelsey practice is the most vocal practice I've ever seen in my life. Right?
Sure. Yep.
How much of that was the personality of these guys? You know, listen, Michael Brown, little natural, a little more quiet naturally.
Yeah, he's not like the leader of the team or anything.
Right. But again, how much of that can you say, hey, we need this out of you? We need growth right there. We need that energy that you can provide with your voice. Okay, listen, Michael Brown, Sananda Frew, I believe there's maybe one other person. I didn't think Woolley and McNeely were extremely loud. I think it's funny when you watch when you listen to linebackers, when they talk about communication. You know, what's my one what's my podcast that I always tell you about? I can't think of it at the moment. It's Football Players Podcast with Bates and the other guy.
Oh, it's
Point being,
yes.
They say, I don't even care if you're wrong. If you're just talking, I'm getting information. Talking is like an artificial connection between guys. Even if you're just talking, hey, you know, watch Switch, watch it, you know, watch the pig, watch. I just, you know, just saying you're more in the moment of communication. I think we could have been a little louder, been a lot louder. But again, first game. So how much? Okay, you can disagree, agree, or say that's just a Marcus thing.
No, I actually agree. I think, though, again, that's one of those things where, while, okay, there is a little more of an age gap on this team as far as Woolley is a sophomore, Kanai is a sophomore, Frew, Zagreus, their first year in the States, you know, and then you have Conwell, then you have Kobe, and you have Ali, you know, and guys that have played. I'm not naming everybody, so I know there's more.
Right.
But, and then you're kind of, you know, to me, that's just
maturity.
It's just maturity, and it's how, again, I'm going to use this term a couple times today. It's how the sausage is made. And I think you just got to see it. Yep. When a coach now, normally you'd have that secret scrimmage, and guess what? Coach Kelsey would come out, we'd talk to him afterwards, he would say, you know, I thought maybe our communication was a little, needs some work, and you know what? That would be an afterthought. You wouldn't even think about it.
Right.
But when you saw it happen, you were like, what? Like, are they struggling here? And that goes back to, I think, the bigs defensively. Now, let me be clear. I don't think we have a bunch of Dikembe Mutombos on the team, okay? I'm not saying we have a bunch of elite defensive centers on the team. But I think even that communication played into them not being great the other night early, okay?
There'll be a big man coach that says, 1 foot in the paint, Frew. 1 foot in the paint. You know, he'll have, you know, it'll be some constant reminders of the, you know, of the things that, you know, especially in a game like Bucknell tonight. I think you'll see a lot more concentration on holding your shape defensively.
Hey, and Marcus, this will be something near and dear to your heart, and it annoys me, but it's true. There's going to be a guard that's going to grab Frew in practice this week and say, dude, talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak up. You've got to talk. Like, you know, like
I don't know what's going on behind me.
Yeah,
Sonny.
And I don't need like something that Coach Lieberman's big on, and I have adapted to 100%. I don't need left or right. I have peripherals. I don't need you to tell me they're coming left or right.
Right.
What do you want me to do? Do I get under this? Are you going to switch this? Like, guy, I'm the car. You're just driving me at this point. Like, and I do understand. Now, again, as a big, I always growing up playing bigs, I'm used to Clay turning around and yelling at me, and I'm like, dude, just shut up. Just get around him, dude. Like, God, dude sucks. But I understand as when you're a guard, if you're like, dude, I'm out here blind, bro. Like you're telling me what I need to do. So I think there's some of that will happen this week that will self-correct itself in practice.
Okay, let's go to this one. The fact that he is willing to be out against Kansas and full court press, right?
Okay.
They kept the principles of the full court press the right way. Listen, the trap, the Kobe Rogers shooting the gap. We got a turnover early in the game. And I have to put air quotes on turnover because Michael Brown had that ball in his hands and they took it out. And I'm like, gotta have that one. That one that got in your hands on a full court press. There was at least three steals that Kobe Rogers had. Not the ones that he got, the ones that he missed, where it was like, you ever see like the DB he has his two hands at the football and it just goes right through his hands and then goes to the receiver. Then the receiver just runs for a touchdown. And you're like,
what about poor Tyler Shuck this weekend where he hits the receiver in the hands and he lets the ball just go to the DB?
Yeah. We had a couple of steals, Steve, where Kobe Rogers had his hands on the back. In all intents and purposes, we stole that ball. And it's like, how that ball didn't stick to his hands, I don't know. But we're talking about Kansas here, and our full court press says we have the capability of being a very intense defensive team, especially if you don't full court press and you just apply that to the half court package, right? So, of course, this is early season critique. I'm going to say this every day for the rest of my life, probably, whenever I talk basketball. What did you think about their posture, their defensive posture?
Who, as far as Louisville's?
Yes.
I don't think it stayed consistent. I thought it was good early. I thought they got after it. I thought that there was times and I say this not saying they're weak-minded or anything. I don't. This is going to come off wrong, but I do think that the circumstances started dictating a little bit,
which is what Coach said.
Yeah, which is not. That's something that just can't happen. It can't be circumstantial because that essentially. I mean, you look. Louisville ended up losing that game by 8. A couple shots fall here or there. They're right in that game down the stretch.
I was going to say this to you, Steve.
Presses, or I'm saying presses, not Kansas presses defensively, but Kansas presses offensively and misses one of those shots they hit down the stretch, and you win the game.
I was going to say this to you. You know how I like we get on the radio and we can say, oh, nobody cares, and you know how I know that I feel good about the game because I can watch it. Because I can watch it over and over again. Now, if we got busted and I felt demoralized by it, I'd be watching Bucknell, clips, or I'd be watching something from last year just to feel better. No, I could watch this game over and over again and say, man, almost had it. I almost had it there. Okay, next one up. Let's go. Okay. Where does the inside production come from? Where's the most likely? And I say inside production. Do we need an inside production back to the basket? Or does our inside production come from Ali Khalifa?
Well, let me ask you. Let me flip
in his
that back
passing
to
game.
you. we didn't have it last year either. Is this just one of those things? Like, okay, every coach, even Coach Pitino, had something that like we didn't agree with philosophy-wise, right? This will be something that I kind of disagree with on Coach Kelsey. If it ends up being the case, okay, that's a big if. If he just says, I don't have to have the super skilled big man that can go back to the basket and stuff like that, I'll disagree with that adamantly. But I'll understand it too. And we didn't have that last year.
Semantically,
yes.
I saw in one game more easy at the rim buckets than I feel like I saw in 10 games last year outside of the lob. Like if you took away James Scott's lob buckets from last year, everything at the basket we had to work our ass off to get. I had, listen, my ISOs with Terrence Edwards Jr., he had to work hard to get to the basket. Yes. And you remember how frustrated we were. We'd be like, hey, you're dribbling too much. I mean, Javon Hadley, he had to bang and bang and bang to get off a good look right at the basket, right? Chucky Hepburn, he had to, do the little, mixing bowl. And he had to, get his guy to that left side of the basket, get him up in the air, pump fake, get the foul. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the lob for James Scott, how many times did Khalifa get it backdoor? A Khalifa to man, listen, Kenai Roos deserves his own segment, But again, Khalifa passing to Kenai Roofs to get that and one. Khalifa passing to Woolley. A couple of them were a little low, but here's the thing. I would have a talk with my guards. Hey, if you ever cut, and Ali Khalifa has the ball and you don't look at him, you're coming out immediately.
Yeah.
I am not going to waste a passer that good by you cutting to the basket, not expecting the basketball to get to you. I mean, would you agree with me if I made that a rule? Like that's an automatic,
Well, I stood up in the Yum Center and I mean, literally, and yelled. Well, I had left by then. I think I was actually on the way to Mail to watch Elijah, but my point is, I yelled when, and it might have been Woolley who cut or didn't cut,
or he wasn't looking at the ball when he cut.
Looking at the ball, and he cut, and I was like, you have to look every time.
You have to look every time. Yeah. And I would go, and if I'm Kelsey, I would go because listen, back in my day, look that phrase. Back in my day, you would get those point guards, and pretty much every coach I played for, especially delegation coaches, they would be like, you break his nose with that basketball if he doesn't look at you. Break his nose with that basketball.
Absolutely.
If he didn't have his hands up and you go up for a layup and you dish at the last minute and he don't have his hands ready for you, look, that'll be his problem. That's the kind of same sentiment with Khalifa. Like, yeah, if they're not watching, if they're not looking at you, hit him in the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I totally agree with that. I know we're about to go to break. Let me really quick just remind you again that I'm out here at the Logan Street Market, and man, I'm just looking at all this. It's just fantastic. Like, I really am kind of blown away. And one of the thing is, I think a lot of people don't even know it's here. Like, or they didn't know that, now that there's every single place is taken, like every booth is taken. I say booth, but I mean, these are full-fledged little restaurants. I mean, in every place, or they have, there's a laser cutting, and I mean, just absolutely great. And I now have in front of me a full sausage pepperoni. I like my olives on there, pizza from Feel Good Sourdough, and some pumpkin cinnamon rolls that I'm not gonna lie, I took a bite of. I did take a bite of while you were on one of your great points. I took a quick bite of.
You had to sample. You had to sample.
I had to sample.
Just because when you're advertising for them, you have to be able to tell the truth.
And I kind of cut us off and was like, hey, it's break time because I'm really wanting to try this pizza, and I know I cannot pull that off on the air. But thanks again for them having us out here, and it's a great day, man. It's a great day, and we get finished off with some ball tonight.
Well, that's a perfect last reset. When we get back, listen. This segment that we previously did was a lot of critique. This segment helped me. The next couple of things I have written down, like I sleep well at night, knowing about a couple of extra things, and you will too when you hear what I got to say. Quick commercial break, last commercial break, here on 93.9 The Ville.
From Mayfield to Manchester.
And they got it again back at the 40-yard line.
And Lexington to Louisville.
And intercepted right at the goal line.
Let's play football. Join us Saturday. It's the Cardinals and Hokies in Blacksburg. Our coverage begins at 1:30.
You got to go as hard as you can go.
On your home for Louisville football.
We got to step up to the challenge.
93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Did want to remind you guys again about our friends at First Choice Insulation. They are your local attic crawl space insulation experts. They provide top quality insulation solutions, and they have worked on some of the best residential and commercial projects around town, including Denny Crum Hall, which looks great. You're going to want to keep your house cool in the summer, warm in the winter. That means you're going to want your insulation to be where it needs to be. Call First Choice Insulation. Mention ESPN Louisville. You'll get $100 off your next project. Also, check them out online, 502insulation.com. That's our friends, First Choice Insulation. They're your locally owned insulation experts, 502insulation.com.
When it comes to your business, presentation is everything. That's why at Shaheen's Uniforms, they specialize in creating the perfect image for your team. Established in 1922, they've been outfitting businesses like yours with uniforms that not only impress, but also stand the test of time. Whether you need corporate attire, workwear, or specialized uniforms, they've got you covered. Their selection is as diverse as your unique business needs. Join the ranks of satisfied clients who've trusted Shaheen's Uniforms to elevate their brand. Shaheen's Uniforms, a century of dressing success, one uniform at a time.
Thank you, Louisville. Bearno's Pizza is the Community Choice Award winner 5 years in a row. Be sure to celebrate the football season and try it the Dano's way. Red pepper seasoning baked right into your pizza for the perfect cheesy, spicy kick. Serving Louisville-style pizza since 1977.
It's that good. Bearno's Pizza. Yeah, it's that good.
Download the ESPN Louisville app today. Powered by Bud Light.
Friends, I just got to say, we're really lucky to have Genesis Diamonds here. In a sea of corporate jewelers, Genesis is such a refreshing alternative. Local ownerships like Genesis can always stay ahead of the pack. With a bigger selection, new and trending styles, more pricing flexibility, stronger warranties, and higher quality standards. We're heading into the holiday season, and Genesis is fully stocked. Case after case of dazzling jewelry, rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, colored gemstone jewelry, luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. And if you're thinking about a holiday engagement, now is the time to get into Genesis and let the experts help you create the ring of her dreams. They've got all the top ring designers. They've got diamonds in every shape and every size, natural and lab grown. Genesis is a breath of fresh air, locally owned, but internationally connected. They have the buying power to guarantee the best value while never sacrificing on good old-fashioned customer care. You will never be treated like a number at Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds, my jeweler at Shelbyville Road Plaza.
It's Macy's Friends and Family, the best time to kickstart your holiday shopping with big savings on our best brands like DKNY, Hugo Boss, Karl Lagerfeld Paris, and more at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off Valentino, Gucci, and more top beauty brands. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star Money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Do you want to grow your business? ESPN Louisville wants to help take it to the next level. Let ESPN Louisville assist through the best sports talk, the power of local and national sports news, brand building and connecting fans through audio and digital elements, live broadcasts, and much more.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop,
includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway,
Here we go,
Jeffersonville,
boys.
Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Chris is no longer on the line.
Must got way too caught up in my own basketball gallivanting that I forgot you were on the line. Good people.
You were basketballing it up, and I was eating. That's our bad, Chris.
Sorry, Chris. Yeah. But good people. Oh, you see the elements are starting to be among us. People, remember, your home is your fortress. Your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated. Will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today. Okay. Steve, in the break, my teaser was, these are the things. These were my worries, okay? These are the things that were like, it could either be really good or really bad. These are the things that made me say, okay, I won't have that problem again or this year. Okay? Look, are you stuffing your mouth still?
No. Look, look, you know what's happening? It was one of those things that I was locked in. Like I'm sitting here, I'm staring at the ceiling, and I'm listening to you, and I'm like, okay. Go on. And then I kind of forgot. I'm like, just give him like an okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, no, I'm legitimately here. I'm ready to hear where you're going with this.
First things first. I saw both bigs on the floor. They both knew their rotations. I saw a twin tower lineup where I can have one guy out top guarding the pick and roll, and I can have one guy at the bottom in the help side to block up the lob threat. Last year, a couple of times where there were two bigs or a really big guard and an athletic big, we were just at mercy, right?
Right.
Those two guys can play on the floor together. Whoa. You understand how like that, even defensively, they can mix and match and keep people out of the paint from just camping out on us.
Sure.
Okay. That's one thing. When I saw the relief early, but here's the thing. They did go on a run, but if you're going to give a jab step crossover, step back behind the three-point line over 6'5" Adrian Woolley and smack a three, we're gonna say, whew, that's a handful, Adrian. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I needed, and you kept from fouling him, and it was just nothing but net. That's a big time. They hit a couple of shots that really just made a run. Okay, that was one thing. Number two, did you see the level of defensive intensity pick up with Kobe Rogers being a terrorist out there defensively?
I think everybody noticed when leaving. I think that's one of the things people left with was kudos to like Kobe Rogers won the night to me. I think people really took him as said, hey, that's a guy that, he's going to be. And don't get me wrong, I think people were impressed with Conwell, were impressed with different things. But in my opinion, he really won the night as far as winning people over.
That's why Coach Kelsey was so violent with his dap of Adrian Woolley. Just the way he chest bumped him and pushed his head and was just growling when he first came out. This is you've been out a year and a half, and I think my comfort was exactly what Coach Kelsey was having at that moment. I'm telling y'all, I got a dog with me, and y'all got. You all, the fan base, just got the chance to see a glimpse of this dog I brought with me a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Well, I asked Coach when he was on with me last week, I said, just from a coaching philosophy, would you rather have, coming off the bench, would you rather have, hey, I've got a guy who can come off the bench and fill it up? Or would I rather have a guy who come off the bench and was just a pit bull, on defense? And, almost without hesitation, he was like, oh, give me the pit bull on defense.
Give me the pit bull.
Yeah.
Again,
give me the guy that I can throw in on this guy.
The reason I said this is because my season is not my season until Terrence Edwards Jr. decided that he's going to dictate the pace of the defense by just selling his soul to be a defender.
Yeah, and that changed. Yeah,
that changed.
Don't get it twisted. We left the game against Tennessee, and we're like, they don't move the ball. They're stale. The bigs are just outside shooting threes. They're not helping us at all. Terrence Edwards giving us next to nothing. He can't guard a fly. Well, that's what we left Tennessee saying. And then a week later, we're in the Bahamas going, this is one of my favorite teams ever.
And here's the thing, it's infectious.
I just bring that up because I wanted you to just watch the things you're saying right now.
We live
are like the same criticisms we had early in the season last year.
Yep. Listen, the Kobe Rogers, and it's infectious. And you could tell when Kobe Rogers and Conwell are out there together, the adult nature of those two guys. And here's the thing. Woolley is going to learn from Rodgers about body positioning. And again, Rodgers is not a selfish guy. That's why Coach Kelsey brought him here. He's going to show him, hey, if you play defense that hard, Woolley, this is what you have to do to get to the next level. Take away a hand from a guy. Don't just try to stay in front of a guy. You can't do that with this level of player. That's the only reminder that Woolley was a sophomore. You just knew he didn't kind of understand his defensive body positioning, but he had the energy level to be a dog on it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, Kobe Rogers is going to be my guy to disrupt and to be my Sikkim, And so once I saw that, because I was like, who is going to replace Terrence Edwards Jr. on just being able to just chase and disrupt and get steals and all that stuff. So once I saw him, I was like, whoo, right?
Let me ask you this. And I don't know. We don't have word yet. I suspect we won't see Cason Pryor tonight. I don't know.
No, I think he's a while away.
I think it would be extremely limited, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how much? Because there's always the guy that's out's going to help, and especially when you lose, right? Now, in our case, the guy that's out is, he's whether he starts or not, he's a starter. He's a starter. He's a caliber starter player. How much does he bring? Because that brings a lot of athleticism, and you remember, we almost forget some aspects of his game. I watched him block some shots in the Bahamas. I watched him block some shots against Tennessee. He was a real protector around that rim that I don't know. Like, I feel like we've turned him in over the summer. He has moved up, to where now we have him as like a hybrid 2-3. And I'm like, no, he's really more of a center, than he is, like a stretch center almost. But he was good defensively.
That's okay. It's not the athletic part of him that you're going to gain. It's the length. It's instead of making a straight pass, you're going to have to be, okay, if he's guarding the guy's going to have to be, let's just say, 2 to 2.5 more feet farther out from the basket. If he's guarding the man with the ball, that lob You know, when McNeely is back there, you know, on the double team, just having to lob a ball that much higher over Case and Pryor gives the defense that much more time to react. So his length and being able to tip balls around the basket and keep them out of the opponent's hands is going to be a huge, huge deal. Like our average length, you realize like how much it's going to skew if we say, let's say our average size is 6'5", you know, 6'5.2", you know, he's going to turn that into 6'6.1", you know, like that's going to, you know, that's going to provide a great deal of length when he gets back. So that's why I'm saying take your time. Take your time, get back all the way healthy and confident.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. I mean, I want him back for Kentucky as much as anybody, and you know, and I think that will happen. But I'm not pressing him back regardless. But you know, hey, we'll see. Like I said, I honestly have no idea. Would I be shocked if he played a few minutes tonight?
Right.
No. Would I be shocked if he sat out? No, not at all. So you're just kind of in that range with him. But the reason I say that, and I'm glad you backed it up with that, is I think it's going to be important.
Yep.
To have his length back
and his energy level.
Well, listen, here's the thing. If you need length and energy, go see my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Take their low T quiz. It's 10 questions, 2 minutes, yes or no answers. And listen, they'll get you taken care of, man. You'll go in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to do that quiz, and then you're going to go, wow, I didn't know that applied to me. I didn't know that applied to me. And then you're going to get over there, one of their great locations in Louisville, and Northern Kentucky, and Cincinnati, Columbus, and you're going to go in. It's going to be a quick 30-minute appointment. You're going to be in and out. They're going to take your blood. They're going to give you your numbers, and you're going to find out exactly what it is that's wrong. And then, again, the process goes to the next step, which is very simple. If you sign up for testosterone that day, they'll waive that $99 fee. You won't pay anything, and they'll get you set up on it. And then you can just go back in and get it taken care of. And it will change your life. It might not just be energy. It might be weight loss or whatever it is. They can get you set up on one of those programs too. So get over there and check them out, Tri-State Men's Health, and let them know you heard about them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
Last one before we get out of here. And Nick, you can give me 20 seconds and then start playing out. Deserves his own flowers, his own segment. Kenai Roos made the jump in the offseason that you needed. He made the physical jump. He made the understanding jump. He is comfortable on the floor. He is a valuable tool now. He's invaluable now. You know, like you're going to need him. Like you needed him to be a lot closer to Javon Hadley last year. Sure. But now you have him on that help side. You know, we talked about having that length on the help side to discourage the lob threat or discourage us people kind of picking on our inside. But Kenai Roos has made the strength development to be physical and to provide more athleticism, more length, and more physical presence. I was so thankful seeing the way he moved. I'm like, okay, he's growing up on schedule, if not ahead of schedule, just like I needed. So those are the things that when I saw those things, the Kobe Rogers, the Twin Tower lineup, you know, those kind of things, I'm like, we got our defensive spark. We got what we need to cover up any mistakes until we get to late season when we're getting fully in our rhythm. So those things made me feel tremendous. Yeah. Other than that, everything else is panic. There's panic all around.
Yeah. Everything else we're screwed on. But listen,
I'm
excited. Yeah, Nick, shout out to the KFE game tonight. Get out there. We're excited for it. And yeah, man, ready to roll, man, and get another dub tonight.
That's going to do it.
Get back on the board.
As always, 8150, 93.9 is always the number. 3831 93.9.